That fly fishing stuff looks really fun and interesting, but what all kinds of fish can I catch? While fly fishing is commonly associated with species such as trout, salmon, bass, and saltwater fish such as tarpon and bonefish, the truth is that you can fly fish for almost every major species of freshwater fish, both warm and cold water species, as well as many different saltwater fish. In fact, you can catch almost any species of fish in the world with fly fishing gear, with the exception of those that live hundreds of feet down in the most inaccessible areas of the vast, deep ocean. However, even some of those big ocean-going fish, such as halibut, can be caught on fly fishing tackle when they move into shallower water, and the fisherman uses specialized gear such as sinking fly line. I've personally seen halibut caught on fly rods many times while working as a guide on Kodiak Island, Alaska. And along with halibut, other big saltwater fish such as sailfish, marlin, and sharks can all be caught with a fly rod. No matter where you live, if there's water nearby that has fish in it, no matter if it's a tiny pond, a lake, a beautiful mountain stream, a big muddy river, or an ocean, there's a very good chance that you can go after those fish and successfully catch them with fly fishing gear. Here's a list of just some of the most common fish that you can catch with a fly rod. King salmon, sockeye salmon, silver salmon, pink salmon, chum salmon, dolly varden, arctic char, grayling, sheefish, alligator gar, and all other species of gar, bigmouth buffalo, black crappie, white crappie, all species and subspecies of bluegill and sunfish, blue catfish, channel catfish, flathead catfish, all other species and subspecies of catfish, all species of Asian carp, all species and subspecies of Eurasian and common carp, freshwater drum, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, white bass, hybrid bass, striped bass, and all other species and subspecies of bass, bowfin, northern hogsucker, and all other species and subspecies of suckers, rainbow trout, brown trout, brook trout, cutthroat trout, steelhead, lake trout, and all other species and subspecies of trout, pike, muskie, walleye, warmouth. And the list goes on and on and on. And again, this is a list of only the most common fish that can be pursued with fly fishing gear. It doesn't include the dozens of species of shad, shiners, suckers, and all the other fish that may be in your area, or the many saltwater fish that you can go after with a fly rod. Now again, while you can catch almost any kind of fish out there with fly fishing gear, you'll most likely have to use different techniques and different flies to do so, even for fish within their own species. Although, that's not always the case. But in general, for example, the flies and techniques that fishermen commonly use for catching silver salmon are usually quite different from the ones used for sockeye salmon. But this is where so much of the fun, excitement, and challenge of fly fishing comes into play. In order to be successful at catching a certain species of fish, you may have to do some extensive research on that fish, such as studying its preferred foods, habitat, and behaviors, and then experiment with different flies for that fish and get out there and try it all out. And if you don't get the results you were after, you may have to go back to the drawing board and try some different flies or some different techniques until you come up with a winning combination. Yes, indeed, the fly rod is not just a tool for catching fish, but rather it's a catalyst for gaining knowledge, learning new skills, exploring new places, having a heck of a lot of fun, and making memories that will last a lifetime. So don't be bashful or embarrassed about going after whatever fish live near you, no matter how big or small, or how beautiful or ugly. Keep in mind that some of those not so fashionable, not so popular fish can actually be some of the most intelligent and most difficult of all to catch. So again, throw all those preconceived notions you may have out the window, go get your fly rod, get out there, and catch some fish. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel and check out the 3 Minutes Outdoors website at 3minutesoutdoors.com. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel, click on the link in the video description below to find out more.